In 2025, there are just 2 rounds left of the ChampCar iRacing series to decide a champion and give away some great ChampCar prizes. We're bringing this round 11 to you live on HJBC and ChampCar Live as the Toyota GR86 takes on Brands Hatch Circuit. David Haynes with Devin Peters and Michael Derby to bring you live coverage as we have done all season and will continue to do through to the end of the regular season and into the team endurance season. All the information you need if you want to be a part of ChampCar Endurance Series iRacing League is on the ChampCar forum and on the ChampCar iRacing Discord. Well, looking at everything here with our usual 1 hour race ahead of us, this 3.89 kilometre circuit, 2.4 miles. No, that looks like Mid-Ohio's statistics to me, not Brands Hatch's, but the weather looks
exactly the same.
I don't think they are. I think the distance is different.
Anyway, keep it going.
Thank you, Devin. Yes, weather looks lovely. This is a car that's always generated incredibly close and exciting racing, the Toyota GR86. Very accessible as a road car, as a track day car, and also as a racing car as it is for round 11.
I'm happy to report to you, David Haynes, that Brands Hatch is exactly 2.41 miles in length. And our producer is correct, undefeated in that regard. There will, however, be a few drivers that are defeated by this fearsome racetrack here at Brands Hatch. For those not familiar, the track features not only the imposing paddock hill bend at the start of the lap, where drivers are going to drop way down the hill as they turn to the right. It's got the flowing high-speed section out in the back through Westfield Bend, Dingledell, and Sheen's Corner. All the finest British naming on offer.
Hey, well, hold on. Who is Sheen's Corner and Brabham Straight named after?
I could get you Brabhams. I couldn't tell you a thing about a Sheen.
It's really Martin Sheen. It's not Barry Sheen. I'm being wound up. Here. No, there's a couple of things around here named after Kiwis and Australians and adoptive Australians as well. I grew up listening to Barry Sheen commentate the Bathurst 1000. So that makes this a great racetrack. We're in qualifying right now. We've seen that there is a 1 hour race ahead of us. Everyone starts the hour race with 7 gallons of fuel, which will necessitate a pit stop at some point to top that off. This is your championship leader, Michael Polasek, but he's currently only second in qualifying.
Yeah, he's put together quite the impressive season, and he continues to come out and assert his dominance. He's showing these other drivers that they're not gonna get it easy, whether it's in the endurance season that follows next month or whether it's in the next sprint season. I think he's kind of running away with this one.
Got that top 5 at the moment completed by Ryan Puchtel, Jared Collins and Kyle Robertson. 1 or 2 new names getting about. Don't think we've said Byron Hayes or Hans Murphy a whole lot, or indeed Matthew Pavlik.
Rick Ashen might be a new one for us as well. Big day in terms of new memberships here at the ChampCar iRacing Endurance Series, eh?
Certainly. Today, we crossed 1,000 iRacing League members, which I don't know if that means a lot or not. Maybe I should pretend like it does, but it's certainly a milestone and very exciting. ChampCar iRacing Series has been running as a championship since 2018. Some one-off events and practice events in 2017. And in that time, a whole bunch of drivers have participated, a whole bunch of great racing and some great prizes given away.
And I think we've seen a number of drivers make make their way from the sim to the real world. And that's really what this series is all about. Of course, with the help of the ChampCar real world series, we've got some wonderful prizes on offer. And the drivers here today completing the 11th round of 12 in the series need not be winners, championship winners like Polisek, who's more or less got this thing buckled up, but just for showing up, drivers from all over can have their shot at winning 250 champ bucks just by coming out to 4 races at a time. So it's a wonderful opportunity for drivers who are just looking to get their feet wet, find their way into racing, and racing with what is, in my mind, the finest series for amateur racing in North America.
We're almost a wrap on qualifying. I reckon Tim Wyer's a wrap on qualifying. That was a bit wide, and you betcha he's done 13th position with 1,313 iRating to his name. It's all 13s for Wyer. Lincoln Fox still on top. Polisek stands a chance of taking that pole position away. Next row still looking like it's going to be Ryan Puchtel and Jared Collins. We go on board with Michael Polisek.
Yeah, showing his way around this circuit, coming through that back half of the track that I was mentioning earlier that is really intimidating in any car. Westfield Bend, pushing wide as you do through Dingle Dell, and coming up to Sheen's Corner at the top of the hill, blind turn in, blind to the exit. Oh, and you get to jump the curb if you want to make time. Coming down into Sterling's as he flicks it to the left, over the hill and clear ways over the grass too, and heading up towards Clark Curve.
Oh, he's heading out of bounds, and then he was heading to the end of qualifying, having just taken the checkered flag as all of this group of drivers. Begs the question, who's left? This could be Orlando Herald. Nope, he's also going to park it. In Britain, they don't call it a parking lot, they call it a car park.
And good thing we're just watching from a distance here, Ains.
And if you go to Greg's on the high street, they sell sausage rolls.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell us about sausage rolls, David Haynes? I've heard you're an expert in the subject matter.
I am. I'm well qualified. However, I would like to at this point make it clear, because at previous times there has been ambiguity. I am not British. I am Australian. I am not British. I am not British. That should clear up any confusion there.
Well, we're about to clear up. We got a whole bunch of drivers that aren't British here today that have put in some qualifying laps. David Haynes, you want to tell us about how they did?
In a second, I sure do. We're going to get to the grid. Our drivers are going to form up on the grid for their formation lap behind the beautiful Ford Mustang FR 500S. It's got a big brother now, the Ford Mustang GT4 on iRacing. So after qualifying and to set the grid for our 1 hour race, round 11 of the ChampCar iRacing series from Brands Hatch, Lincoln Fox is on pole position from Michael Polisek. Ryan Puchtel and Jared Collins are on row number 2. Kyle Robertson in 5th, Rick Wishon in 6th, Michael Chase 7th, Kevin Glass 8th, Sean Fritz in 9th ahead of Ian Giebler in 10th. Sean Roberts is in 11th alongside LaShawn Young-Dilworth. Tim Wyer in 13th, as we saw. Cameron Senhauser in 14th with Andrew Kosick, and then Cameron's brother Logan in 16th. Alex Harrison in 17th. Jared Collins' father, Kevin Collins, in 18th, so there's plenty of family connections in the race, and TJ Yankee 19th, Bowie Suin 20th. All Canadians here with Matt McGee and Brian Tidd 21st and 22nd. Then Matthew Pavlik, Orlando Herald, Ethan Halfhide, another Canadian, Steve Hermé and Cindy Pickett. Then Hans Murphy in 28th, Byron Hayes 29th, Christopher Reagan 30th. It's got those last two just a little bit confused because I think neither of them set qualifying times. So it can occasionally reshuffle them around as they go to the grid. Drivers who don't have qualifying times, for the purposes of a tiebreaker, it'll use iRating. Lots of British people here to cheer on the ChampCar iRacing series. On the hill, in the grandstand, at the restaurant, down at the pub, dropping in for a cheeky Nando's, whatever it is they do. The Ford Mustang pace car pulls away, and so too will our field of 30 Toyota GR86s. And here's our championship standings after last round. It's a perfect scorecard for Michael Polasek, 400 points. He's pursued by Jared Collins and Ryan Puchtel, Kyle Robertson, Ryan Carwile. Really close in the rest of the field, and that's where we've seen a whole bunch of close racing. Ian Giebler, Bill Woods, Alex Harrison, Tim Wire, and Bowie Suin is currently our top 10. This is our schedule as it stands. It all began in March at Indianapolis Motor Speedway in the MX-5, BMW M2 at Daytona International Speedway, and then the first appearance of the Toyota GR86 was Alton Park. We're down at round 11 with Road America still to come. The BMW M2 Racing will round us out. And then there are 4 team endurance rounds. More information will be coming about them very, very shortly. We have the new Ford Mustang GT4. Daytona, VIR, Road America, and Sebring is an absolute star-studded all-headliners list for our team Enduro, where more prizes will be up for grabs. So pole was 1 minute 37 seconds. There's an hour of race ahead of us. So I've got to imagine we're headed for something in the order of 28, 29 laps in today's race. The first lap is not far from getting underway. Final corner, the field pacing behind the Mustang, about to get going. Lincoln Fox, Michael Polasek, the front row of the grid. They give just a little bit of space to the pace car as it pulls away. For round 11 of the ChampCar iRacing series, the green flag waves. Turn 1, a challenge here at Brands Hatch, descending downhill. Cambered on the way in, off camber on the way out. Whole field of GR86s drops down the hill and then immediately back up the rise towards the hairpin. Ryan Puchtel in third on the defensive, trying to hold the inside line at the hairpin. Lincoln Fox converting that pole position to the race lead, too wide for the field through the hairpin, back down the hill and into the infield through the fast left-hander.
They filter out into line and everyone's facing the right way. It's a good race start here, David.
It is. Kevin Glass has made a spot or two. LaShawn Young-Dilworth made a spot or two as well. Looks like this is Ian Giebler trying to have a run back. Sean Roberts just following along as well. Fast right-hander at the top of the hill at the end of the Grand Prix layout. That's Giebler trying to go over-under from the outside to the inside of the next sequence, side by side, descending downhill just a tiny bit wide from young Dilworth. Sean Roberts will try to follow through. Tim Wire will try to follow through as well, through Dingledell, which I will always enjoy saying.
Truly one of the good corner names.
Yeah, VIR take notes. How about some that are just fun to say? And just like that, one lap completed, 2.4 miles of this circuit. Lincoln Fox leads, but Michael Polasek is locked in pursuit. 1 second then to Ryan Pochtel. In the field comes single file through the top 9 or so positions. It's the battle for that 10th spot that was oh so hot and has cost a little bit of time through that part of the field.
And we're starting to see those leaders pulling away. It's a track that requires a lot of precision, and they're getting too wide a little deeper in the pack. I got my eyes on Bowie Suin as he tries to make room around the outside of Matthew Pavlik. Just a couple of corners out here that are suitable for making a pass. Druids at the end of the downhill there is one of them. And as they're coming through Surtees here and up onto the Pilgrims Straight, they're going through another.
Now, there's a strategy that a couple of drivers went for that is unique and interesting. Alex Harrison and Andrew Kosick took to pit lane on the end of the formation lap and presumably have fueled to get to the end. Christopher Reagan didn't take the start, so Alex Harrison and Andrew Kosick 28th and 29th right now, but 1 minute and 10 seconds behind the race leader.
It's not a bad idea around here. This is a circuit that sort of privileges that British style of racing, where you really have to have a lot of extra pace in order to make the move easy, and a skilled driver can make it hard to get by. So if you're not super happy with your qualifying result, or if you're just thinking that clean air might do you a little bit of good, it can be a strategy that works.
Even on a relatively tight track like Brands Hatch, this is what we've always seen from the Toyota GR86. It races incredibly closely. It's got a lot of grip with the racing modifications, but not that much more horsepower than the road-going car. So very quickly on the exit of every corner, it becomes a slipstream fest, not unlike Mazda MX-5 Miata racing, except with even more corner grip from the racing slicks that they've got, the rear wing that they've got, the tuned suspension and all of those things. So Lincoln Fox is leading by just a 10th from Michael Polasek, and this is the leading group settling in.
Can't leave out that boxer motor, keeping it all that weight super low to the ground.
Spoken like someone who owns a Subaru.
Oh, yeah. Different car.
Okay. Interesting.
Things are tight up at the front, though, and it's a battle we've seen before. Lincoln Fox, he's got that early pace, driving away a little bit in this early phase with Michael kind of pushing from behind. It is often a fuel race here in the ChampCar iRacing Series. The single stop means that the driver who can use less and take the shorter stop can have a pretty big advantage. But there's 6 people in this lead pack right now, it must be said, and I think all of them have their eyes on the prize.
Next pack is led by Kevin Glass, who's gotten ahead of Michael Chase, and Giebler has bolted away from the next group where Sean Roberts has gotten past. With Sean Young, Dilworth, he's got Tim Wire, Cameron Sennhauser, Logan Sennhauser. The brothers are together. And Matt McGee. Sennhauser on the inside of Wire, who runs wide, heading from the short layout out onto the Grand Prix loop.
Yeah.
Logan Sennhauser gets past as well, so the Sennhausers make progress.
Sennhauser brothers are just, real tight. On the track, off the track. They're always close by. Sean Fritz is battling over 10th place with Ian Giebler, and the two of them have been side by side for a number of corners. I call it out, of course, and they get themselves sorted out, and Sean Fritz is going to take the spot away. But the two are certainly not done quibbling with each other.
Meanwhile, I sent my brother a happy birthday message on his birthday, and he responded with a thumbs up emoji.
Imagine if our brothers liked race cars, Haynes. We just have to have brothers from another mother and another continent and another country. It's all good.
Tim Wire is in the pit lane. Steve Hermey's also been through the pit lane. So Wire was getting mugged a little bit, but it didn't seem like he had much in the way of damage or anything like that. I've not seen the car go up on jacks in any way, just taken about 15 seconds of fuel. Short pit lane here. This is a rather old, rather historic track. It started as a dirt track in a field for motorbikes.
With noted corners like Kidney and Clearways, which remains to this bend if you run remains to this day if you run the Indy layout. Cooler heads prevailed and kept us on the Grand Prix circuit today. So we got the drivers seeing all the parts of the track.
And even then, it's one of the shorter racetracks that the ChampCar iRacing series is going to go to all year. It's got nothing on VIR, Sebring, Road America. It's got something on Mid-Ohio.
A very small amount, apparently.
This is our race leaders once again, almost never been closer. Jared Collins just behind Ryan Pucktel. Fastest lap of the race, I think, still belongs to Rick Wishon back in the 6th. That's where the cool heads are. This is not where the cool heads are. So that's Fritz trying to take a couple of spots off Giebler. And it all began at turn 1. Michael chases down the inside. Oh, and then he pushes a little bit wide.
Not very Canadian Kevin Glass is now making it 3 wide to get the spot back as we get back closer to real time. He makes the move into Surtees there and takes it back from the likes of Giebler and Fritz, who may have been feeling a little bit of shame at how that all panned out. Shameless, however, is Michael Chase. He's got a few car likes as a result of all that commotion.
John Surtees is the only person to win the World Championship of which 2 disciplines?
Motorcycles and Formula One.
Could you at least pronounce it correctly rather than directly parroting our producer who fed you that information? See, that's the trick. He just laced it with like deliberately mispronouncing motorcycle, and you couldn't help yourself, you little parrot.
No, I'm just a fan of Arlo Guthrie, and I know how to pronounce motorcycles so that it rhymes with pickles. That's some deep Americana. I don't know if you'll.
Do you know how to pronounce orange so that it rhymes with chainsaw?
I need a little bit more practice.
So yeah, the 137.6 from Rick Wishon is still the fastest lap of the race. He used the slipstream very effectively, I think, closing in on the top 6. So then you've got a battle for 7th place. You've got a battle for 12th place. Would you like a battle for 15th, 17th, and 20th as well? That is always what happens with this Toyota GR86. It just ends up in these incredibly close battles. It's that Matt McGee in front of TJ Yankee.
I was going to say, we're seeing all kinds of battles around the track. Oh,
that's Matt McGee wide out of Surtees. In true fashion, he was only putting 2 tyres on the pavement. And it's given a good run to TJ Yankee, but then the straight ends just a little bit too early.
Got to watch for that thing twisting away from you.
Now, Silverstone is in Buckinghamshire and Northamptonshire. Do you know what county this racetrack is in?
It's in Kent.
Correct. Word I have been very careful to pronounce correctly.
I thought it was friendly when you said it down there, Haynes.
Yes, but I know my audience. This is Michael Chase. Kevin Glass is side by side with Ian Giebler heading into turn one. Giebler just backs out a little bit. Glass runs a little bit wide, and that is airborne over the apex curb from Ian Giebler, trying to get a run to make a dive to the inside of the hairpin. No, he's covered off by Kevin Glass. Giebler remains behind Sean Roberts and Sean Fritz just behind him.
Ooh, and it's close through there. Oh,
Glass wide.
Yeah, that's not where the track is.
Fair to say the glass was half empty.
In that instance, I would say so. Finds his way back though, and we're getting more of that sort of classic racing. These GR86s, they love to draft, and this track has kind of the optimal length of straights to allow a little bit of chaos to unfold at the end of each corner.
Toyota Haichiroku for anyone who's ever been to an anime convention. This is a race leader and does not have a car length on Michael Polasek, who barely has a car length on Ryan Pucktel. 1.8 seconds covers all of your top six. It's not high drama, big blockbuster. What it is slow building tension for our top six right now. Psychological thriller.
I think they all understand the game. You know, you got to be there at the end to win it. And we've got a number of familiar faces. Oh, one name I want to shout out. I haven't seen a lot of Rick Wishen up at the front. He's currently running in 6th place. He's got a kind of sweet looking livery on that thing. Got the classic RW all over it, looking good. And showing some good pace too from the back of the top 6 there. And I think, I think this is a guy who might be saving a little bit of fuel, doing all the right stuff, and staying far enough back that if the guys ahead decide to get racy, he doesn't get caught up in the mess. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do to mix things up in our otherwise pretty traditional top 5 of Lincoln Fox, Michael Polasek, Pucktel, Cullinans, and Robertson. All very familiar faces to anyone watching this racing on the regular.
They do kind of look like they're stuck together there. This is a different type of racing. See, time has been lost by Michael Chase. He was out and ahead of this group in 7th place. No longer is he. Ian Giebler, Sean Roberts, Kevin Glass have gotten through, and Sean Fritz also almost fancies a little bit of it. Did you see the legitimate racing folks have got themselves a new car?
No, Haynes. What do they got?
They've got the Mustang. It's a Ford Mustang in white with black spots and a mustache.
Genius.
Oh, beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
I hope one day to get to see it in person. Speaking of things I've seen in person, I went back and took a look. Michael Chase had a bit of a moment going to Surtees last lap. As he turned in, the rear end just kind of went away from him. One of the sort of, and he's having another sort of tight moment here as he turns in. One of the tricks with this GR86 is that when it gets away from you and the traction control and the stability control lights start flashing at you, it's really hard to get it back. So you got to make sure you kind of stay ahead of the car in some respects to drive it fast. And that was one of those situations where, a bad move at the wrong moment cost Chase a lot of time. He's going to have to fight his way back through this whole pack ahead. Oh, and another bad moment. That was Ian Giebler backing things up on the exit. And he's going to have lost some momentum. This might even bring Kevin Glass into the picture. We'll see. You see Sean Roberts turning in here. Ian Giebler. And Sean Roberts actually has to lift and tap the brakes on the exit to avoid making contact. So anything that was gained from Michael Chase is quickly disappearing.
I've just looked across the social media from Legitimate Racing, and they've been posting links to other iRacing series they're competing in, but not ChampCar. So I guess this is a call out of some sorts right now.
I bet you they'll be there for the Endurance Series next month. They can drive a Mustang probably. And
to some success, as they did.
Yeah, they'll get to drive beautiful, beautiful raceways like Daytona and VIR and Road America and Sebring with all their friends.
It must feel so good to moo when you're a cow. Sean Roberts leads Ian Giebler, Kevin Clark. It wasn't funny until I tried to play it off. Oh dear. Oh dear. It's closed up in that next pack though, because we had, LaShawn Young-Dilworth leading, Cameron Sennhauser and Logan Sennhauser, but then all of the battling Michael Chase and Sean Roberts. It's brought this whole group back together. So 7th through to 14th, it's more cars in a train than it was previous.
Yeah, battle from 8th all the way through to 15th, and looks like LaShawn was able to find his way past the Sennhauser brothers. A bit like me and my brother, in the sense that they might not work very well together. We'll have to see if they're able to figure that out and make their way through this pack up ahead.
I can hear so much grass and gravel and marbles being kicked around.
A little bit of pressure at the front. Lincoln Fox has taken the pit lane. He checked it up a bit as he was coming towards Clark Curve there, and then pinched the thing real tight, dives into the pits, and Politek's got the lead. And I'm really curious to see how Lincoln Fox's position here after this pit stop compares to the likes Alex Harrison and some of those other drivers we saw that took the early stop.
A little bit of perhaps front left tire changing action from Lincoln Fox in a 13-second pit stop. You got to worry. Yeah, see, this is the traffic I think you needed to worry about. Lincoln Fox is going to end up behind Kevin Collins, Orlando Herald, Byron Hayes, TJ Yankee. This whole group, it's not going to be easy to progress through, and they've been going around, about half a second a lap slower than the leaders. Polasek, Pucktel, they're all going to keep their foot to the throttle, and if Lincoln Fox can't quickly get through that group of cars, then you're going to be losing time to Polasek. Mark this right now. At the moment, Lincoln Fox is 27 seconds behind the race lead.
Michael Chase is trying to make his way through some traffic as well. He made a move coming into Surtees that time, past Sean Fritz, and then was putting a heck of a lot of pressure on Ian Giebler here. Let's see if he's got the opportunity to make a move. There's a couple of passing zones coming up here. He's got a bit of a run. He's peeking towards the outside. And that is the body language of a driver who really wants to get by. He gets it all crossed up going through Sheens and loses some momentum. He's so close to the guys ahead.
This is a close group. Cost themselves a bit of time as they battle. 139s for everyone in this group last lap, whereas Michael Polasek did a 137.5.
It's a little bit interesting. It's interesting to see Lincoln making this early move. I gotta say, just from a strategic point of view, it's not a move we've seen getting out of sequence with the other guys like this. But with how little the draft seems to matter, relatively speaking, around here, it might pay off for him if he can find some clean air to run in.
Polasek is absolutely punching it right now. Last lap included an off track, so it didn't count. It was, in F1 terms, lap time deleted, but it was a 137.5, which is the fastest lap of the race. Rick Wishon's got the fastest fair lap of the race at a 137.6. So Polasek's absolutely punching it, while Lincoln Fox is still mired in the middle of that group, not yet past Kevin Collins or Orlando Herald. Has moved past TJ Yankee and Byron Hayes, but Polasek is not hanging about at all. Here's Fox behind Orlando Herald. And now in front of Orlando Herald as Herald goes off the circuit. But still, this is not ideal for Lincoln Fox.
Yeah, we'll have to see what that gap is when he hits the line next time by, but this might not be the strategy that you were looking for, Lincoln. We'll see.
Do you think Michael Polasek and Ryan Puchtel are hanging around? A 37.2 from Polasek, including a little bit of off-track. Ryan Puchtel, a fair 137.4, counts as the new fastest lap of the race. Lincoln Fox now needs to dispatch of Kevin Collins, who wants none of that. So finally, it opens up a little bit for Lincoln Fox after 2 or 3 dirty laps in the traffic. Lincoln Fox is now 28.6 seconds behind the race lead.
This is that beautiful British racing on the stopwatch. These guys are giving jabs to each other 30 seconds apart.
Oh, that's a jab. Sennhauser came across and doored one of the drivetrain and motorsports car, LaShawn Young Dilworth.
A bit of an apology there from Logan over the radio too, so I think it wasn't everything that he was hoping for. And yeah, that's going to be a costly one. Luckily, the repairs are free in the sim.
The leading group, Polasek, not hanging around, putting a bit of time into the rest of this pack. You can see that they've picked it up because they've started to spread out a little bit. And 37.335. And a new fastest lap of the race for Ryan Puchtel. Lincoln Fox has a clean lap for the first time since the pit stop this lap. Maybe one to watch, though, for what kind of a lap time Fox pulls out with clean air now. Drum roll.
He's working hard. It's not too bad.
37.4, so just 1/10 short. That's the gravel on the outside of turn 1.
Now, you did say it was originally a motorbike track with dirt, right? So maybe he's just sort of embracing that history.
Mm.
Either way, Puchtel at the front is actually kind of impressing me here. Really putting in some solid laps as he tries to chase down Polasek. And Polasek is starting to see the first whiffs of lap traffic just up the road. He's got Matt McGee running in 29th place, who's just starting to be up on the horizon, and there's a couple other cars that aren't too far away. Be curious to see if that prompts a pit stop, or if they're still spread out enough that he feels like he can get by. Won't be a pit stop this time for Polasek, or for Puchtel, or anyone else in the top 5.
I think 7 gallons will take you pretty far on this track and in this car. It's
Especially
not Sebring or Road America with really long full throttle sections. You get on the throttle for a little bit, and then you're negotiating a corner like this, and then you're on the throttle for a couple of seconds downhill, and then you're going through the next corner. So I think as a proportion, quite a bit of the time is spent cornering rather than flat out full throttle. Through turn 1, that's wide from Giebler. Roberts gets down the inside for the hairpin. Kevin Glass and Michael Chase look for the tight inside line as well.
You can really see the impact of clean air, though. Michael Chase, who was just gapping these guys, driving away from has to take evasive maneuver there. Chase hasn't been able to find his way back through, though. It's a tough track to pass at if the guy ahead doesn't want to let you by.
Polasek has a 1 second race lead now, so he's almost broken the toe and almost broken away. Ryan Puchtel still in second with Jared Collins just behind him. Tiny bit of lap traffic beginning to come up, though, for your race leader, Michael Polasek. Looks like it's going to be Matt McGee, who had a very long stop.
Yeah, Polasek might be benefiting a little bit from the draft here, too. which could come the other way once he has to make the overtake. Top 5 remains together, more or less. Rick Wishon and Kyle Robertson are starting to drop off. It might be a top 3, as we talked about it here. And a couple critical
37-1 from Polasek last lap.
I mean, that's quick.
Now 29.7.
Oh, that's really wide, though. Polasek went way wide coming out the exit of that was Graham Hill Bend. He tested the emergency road there. Not sure if there's a slowdown out there, but he used all of it.
Now, I know you've been very big into all of the details and testing everything of the new iRacing build, Devon, so you'll know that there's a new headlight flashing frequency. Some cars, their headlights flash faster than they used to, but I've just seen from Michael Polasek that the Toyota GR86 isn't one of them. It still blinks like a tired cat, rather than the party strobe that the GT3 and GT4 cars are now equipped with.
Yeah, for those of you who aren't as current on the latest iRacing features as me, I'll have you know that iRacing has seen an enormous update to its in-game UI. It's much prettier. It is at least as functional as it was before, and it is somewhat more organized.
Well, it was slightly less functional than before until they re-added the broadcast split UI mode that they took away. But that's back, so it's back to as functional as it was before.
Yeah, all of us broadcasters are just so grateful for that.
Having a look down the inside on Andy Kosick, who goes a lap down. Michael Chase heads to pit lane. What's Chase going to do? That car is going to get probably one tyre change. There's no centre lock wheels on this Toyota GR86. It takes a little while to change each tyre, all 5 knots, so I think he's probably just getting maybe a front left tyre. Seems to be the way to do it.
Yeah, you'd be forgiven for thinking the 30-gallon tank means that this is not some sort of sprint car. It is designed seemingly for very, very long races. Maybe one day we'll have a GR86 problem in the ChampCar series in the real world.
Well, it's designed for whatever parts Toyota could get their hands on in the middle of a supply chain crisis in 2021. Oh, you've got 30-gallon fuel cells in stock, and you've got 50 of them. We'll take them. I think is how half of this race car has been engineered.
Speaking of engineering, we got Jared Collins pitting from 3rd place.
Engineer yourself a nice refreshing jug of Kool-Aid.
Oof. He had such a fast entry there that he broke through the wall and had to back up into his pit box. That'll cost him a little bit.
Where he is relative to Lincoln Fox is going to be pretty important. Fox has already gone by long stop for Collins, not just with the overshoot on the entry.
Yeah, there might be a little bit more to that story. Fox is moving though.
6 seconds longer in the box, 8 seconds longer in the lane for Jared Collins compared to Lincoln Fox.
Yeah, and Fox is doing well considering the amount of traffic, but the pace of Polasek at the front and Puckdell and Robertson too actually might be a problem for Fox, especially because Fox is now staring down the barrel of that battle pack we've been watching that includes the likes of Kevin Glass, Ian Giebler, Sean Roberts, Sean Fritz, and the Sennhauser boys, as well as Byron Haynes, some lap traffic. So Fox is suddenly looking at having to pass 8 or 10 cars in order to continue his progress, unless they start jumping out of the way into the pits for him.
You ever been fox hunting?
Never.
Neither. I don't own a Range Rover, and I didn't go to private school. But I think that's how it works here in the UK. But Fox is hunting. Still, now 31 seconds behind Michael Polasek, the race leader. This pack, you can see why a couple of drivers have pitted away from it, but it reforms nonetheless. Ian Giebler, Kevin Glass has a good run towards turn 2 to get down the inside of the Druids. Hairpin pushes a little bit wide, and there'll be just a little bit of contact between Glass and Giebler, with Sean Roberts behind.
I think Glass realizes that might have been a little bit overambitious. Gives the spot back.
I mean, he's got to be careful throwing stones.
Fair enough. Giebler, however, goes wide, and Glass is going to get by. Gets a lot of room, actually, by the looks of things. And Fox is now at the back of this group, just about to pass Byron Hayes. Critical times in his race, that's for sure. Another lap goes by, and our lead pack carries on past that pit entry with just not a whiff of interest in it.
Well, if Polasek's got clean air, it's working very well for him. He's been consistently in the low minute 37s, just lap record pace, has pulled, in virtual terms, a couple of tenths every lap on Lincoln Fox. Now Lincoln Fox has caught an immense amount of traffic. It's not looking like the early stop's going great for Lincoln Fox until more of these drivers pit out of his way. A couple of them will, Kevin Glass and Ian Giebler. But still, and Fox gets past Cameron Sennhauser, but you're still sort of swimming against the tide in that case.
The back half of our lead pack is meanwhile been left behind. Polasek's got, what is that, a 5 second gap, 3 second gap to Ryan Pucktel, and another 5 seconds back to Robertson and Wishen, who were right up there for the first third of the race. Robertson and Wishen having a bit of a battle of their own. Showing it on screen here, we got the DTM, Drive Trader Motorsports looking car Robertson, and Rick Wishen in the other green car, we'll call it.
Yeah, the CDRW. Don't know what the difference is between a CDR plus RW, CDR dash RW. They're heading for pit lane. Robertson and Wishon. 72 kilometers an hour, which is a number of miles an hour, probably 45-ish. New fastest lap of the race for Michael Polasek as he finally sets a clean one, but that's the pace he's been doing all of the last 5 to 10 laps. Robertson going to get one new tyre. Wishon will not. Where these guys are relative to Lincoln Fox will be pretty important. So if they can get a 13-second stop, it might be close. There goes Fox right about now. So Fox is ahead of Wishon and ahead of Collins. And the stop ongoing for Kyle Robertson. Did he cut the green concrete on his way in, or is he just, I think he's changed all 4 tyres.
Interesting.
That is not a quick endeavour with the pit crew that iRacing gives you with the Toyota GR86 and the 5 lug nut wheels that Toyota gives you. Logan Sennhauser also with a very long stop that's gone past 40 seconds. Michael Polasek has carried on for the time being. A couple of other cars in the lane getting their service there. I think it's Pavlik behind him. Michael Polasek is in. Yeah, here comes the race leader with 24 minutes to go. Ryan Pucktel in as well. Just left with Sean Roberts, TJ Yankee, and Orlando Harrell, who haven't stopped yet, although we might see them shortly.
Big overshoot from Polasek.
It'll be costly. That's going to cost the 3 or 4 seconds that I think are absolutely critical to Michael Polasek. And now he's away. Fox is on the front straight. But Polasek will have this. Puchtel gets a little bit closer because of that mistake from Polasek. So Puchtel still remains ahead of Lincoln Fox, but Sean Roberts is going to be behind. Jared Collins is going to be behind. Lincoln Fox will be in third position, 2 seconds behind Ryan Puchtel. He'll be 2 seconds behind Michael Polasek, who leads this race. Of those other drivers are in, TJ Yankee and Orlando Herald. So that is niche Australian reference, Vanessa Amorossi, absolutely everybody. And the battle is back on. Kyle Robertson, who was part of the lead group but had a long stop, is now back with that next group ahead of Kevin Glass, Ian Giebler and Sean Roberts. And it doesn't look like he's having a whole lot of fun with the handling of that car on full cold tyres. Really getting door to door with Kevin Glass, who's going to try to go around the outside.
Oh boy. Little tag there from Giebler. And he's
pushed
got
wide
Sean
across
Roberts
Giebler's nose. Yeah, and then Sean Roberts comes through.
Ooh. Yeah, that was exciting.
Polasek still pulling away from Ryan Puchtel as he was before the pit stop. Lincoln Fox closing in on Ryan Puchtel just a little bit here in the battle for second and third. And these three are now head and shoulders from the rest of the field. Jared Collins just ahead of Rick Wishon, Michael Chase up into 6th place. And yeah, the big loser with that long stop, Kyle Robertson.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to make the tires work, especially when they're a pretty durable compound like that. He's going to have to fight off the likes of Kevin Glass. David Haynes, we might see a Canadian top 5. What are we seeing here?
Well, that's Sean Roberts, and that's a tiny touch of the grass, and then it's nose into the wall. You spoke about this. It can be tough to get the car back under control in a moment like that because of how aggressive the traction control is.
Yeah, they want to keep you safe. So they just keep you pointing the straight way, the same way, all the way into the guardrail.
No throttle, no throttle, no throttle. Wiggly oversteer wall. New fastest lap of the race for Michael Polasek. You've seen the clouds come over. Track's been overcast for a little while. It's cooled off. I think it is also just nicely rubbered in, but not too slick. I think this is a quick racetrack right now.
Yeah, we're starting to see some drivers have some issues though, and some gravel get dragged all over the track. Alex Harrison had a moment, and the dirt from the first turn dragged all the way down into Druids is it's a bit of an issue. Yeah, you're seeing it on the replay here. Gets all kinds of sideways. We'll see him come down the front straight here, turning into Paddock Hill Bend, touches the grass, and it's not Formula D, but he's doing a good impression.
That's very exciting.
Yeah, I'd remember that one.
Anytime that you're looking out of one of the side windows to see where you're going is memorable.
Yeah. Ooh, Jared Collins is having a bit of an issue too. Just rejoined in time to see him going all 4 tires off. Rick Wishon pushing him hard. It'll be a battle. It'll be a battle for that 4th place. Though Rick has just assured Gerrans that he will not push him. So we'll see about that. 20 minutes left. We'll see. We'll see if that holds up till the end.
We've got Matthew Pavlik in this race. Not to be confused with who I've just been looking up the stats for, Matthew Pavlich, who, Australian footballer. How many games did he play? Lots, as captain of Fremantle, 6-time medalist. Ooh, exciting.
It's funny hearing sports from other places because they don't sound real. Fremantle? What's a Fremantle?
Oh, if you knew anything about boats, you'd know.
That's even more perplexing, David. There ain't water around here for thousands of kilometers.
It makes it difficult to be a pirate in Saskatchewan then, I'd imagine.
Well, I'd have you know about the famous story of the last Saskatchewan pirate, and I'll leave it at that and let the folks look it up themselves. They could probably do it. They could probably do it in the time it will take for our top 5 to come past. There's about 17 seconds separating the top 5 now. And one note worth making is that you might think it's Michael Polisic, Ryan Puckdell, Linehead Fox, followed immediately by Jared Collins. But Alex Harrison has made that strategy seemingly work. Is he running in 4th place, or is my time and screen just doing all sorts of lies, Haynes?
He's running in 22nd position, a minute and 51 behind the lead.
Okay.
No, neither of the drivers who pitted on the formation lap made it work. As you may have seen, their pit stop times were 56 seconds, whereas
yes.
Michael Polisek's pit stop time was 12 seconds.
Yeah, avoiding the penalties, important.
Yeah, I don't know if it was counted as passing before the start-finish line, or if it was they crossed the green concrete, or if it held them at pit exit or something. But both of those guys, it was not a good strategy here today.
Kevin Glass getting something here. Gets overtaken is what he gets. Ian Giebler holding on to 7th place. Our battles in the top 5 have calmed down for the most part. It's Jared Collins and Rick Wishin who are left to put on a show. Ian Giebler and Kevin Glass also battling over 9th and 10th still, but those are kind of the 2 places. Otherwise, things are starting to spread out.
Yeah. Cameron Senhauser and Tim Wire, TJ Yankee and Brian Tidd just ahead of Orlando Herald. Logan Senhauser and Matt McGee, both guys that had long stops back in 19th and 20th, and just fractionally on the lead lap. That green concrete at the pit entry there, if you cut that, I think you get a penalty. So you need to be... you need to stay in your lane, as they say.
Important strategy. Now, on the exit of the first turn, using the green concrete is encouraged and borderline mandatory, as we'll see here from Michael Polisek. Polasek is shown a pretty impressive turn of pace. 37.6 last time by. He ran, what was it, like a 37.3 in qualifying. So really not a lot of drop off in these tires, all things considered. Maybe a little lighter on fuel than he was at the start of the race, but putting in good laps consistently. Pucktel's not that far off, running a 37.8 last time by, but a couple tenths every lap will get you 5 seconds if you do enough laps, and that's kind of what we're seeing here.
So when did Fox begin to drop back? Is this a fuel issue? It's still dropping back.
Yeah, last time by was that 38.5, and I was kind of building to that. I'm not sure if it's a fuel issue or a focus issue, because driving alone out here, it can be hard. It can be hard to stay on top of it. There's not a lot of markers, and if you can't see where the braking spots are, easy to make mistakes.
The pace went from consistent minute 37s to a minute 39, a minute 38, a minute 38. We're about to see what this one is from Fox, but I suspect it's going to be a high minute 38. Again, might have stopped early, got the fuel calculation wrong, and it's a minute 38.2, so a low 38, but still. Oh, done. You're out of here.
Yeah, that'll do it. And turned in, and the car just swings left. Default position for the wheel when it disconnects is straight to the left. So that might be it for Mr. Polasek there. Sorry, Mr. Fox there.
And you can't say that without saying fantastic, Mr. Fox, or at least I can't.
Now, there is some implications here, though, Haynes, because I think that means that we'll have Wishon bumped up to 4th, Chase bumped up to 5th. Oh, boy. Oh no, what's happened to Kevin Glass? He's fallen all the way back to 9th.
No, he's not getting on the podium off of that one. Got Ian Giebler just behind, not catching Kyle Robertson. Robertson has... Okay, hello.
Ethan Halflight having a moment there.
I think Kevin Glass's problem is he's mapped his headlight flasher to his wipers. Why was he using his wipers just then when he should have been using his headlight flashers? Kyle Robertson with those new tyres has begun to pull away, and of course had top 6 pace at one point. Giebler and Fritz have closed in behind.
I do think we need to give a shout out to the combination serious business decal on the underside of Kevin Glass's wing, paired with the Team Bear Pope message on his license plate. It's really good, really underrated.
Do you think there's a chance he's from Chicago?
Oh, and a Bears fan.
I thought that's what Bear Pope meant. It was like, hey, we've got a Pope who's a Bears fan.
Well, if he's a Bears fan, then he's probably deep in depression right now. I can say as a fellow Bears fan that it is a bad time. But either way, he's putting together a pretty good race here, representing the North pretty well.
All I know is that when you're in Wrigleyville and the Cubs win, everyone else in the bar is happy, and that makes me happy.
Fair enough. Makes sense.
Better than being in a bar and suddenly finding everyone around you's angry.
That sounds rough. Mr. Polasek crossing the start-finish line again. He's got about 6 laps to go, and we might see about 6 more laps of battling from the likes of Glass, Giebler, and Fritz at this rate, because the rest of the top 10 is pretty spread out. Polasek leading, Pucktel second, Collins third, Wishon, Chase, Robertson, all spread out. Kevin's under a little bit of pressure, gets a bump draft from Ian Giebler this time.
I think he's been saving a couple of occasions here, Kevin Glass. So Ian Giebler gets a good run out the final corner. We'll look to have some overlap into one of these braking zones, and Kevin Glass holds his own into one.
When it's hard out there where Giebler is, dirty track. Sean Fritz has a run into Druids, and you want the inside line here, as Sean demonstrates. Hard to make it back across, but he does. Drives that nice straight line down into the left-hander at Graham Hill Bend, and makes the move. Nicely executed.
Do not go to bearpope.com.
Okay. Noted, David Hintz. I will definitely not do that. The only other big battle that I'm seeing on track is the likes of Brian Tidd, Orlando Harrell, Logan Sennhauser. Tidd in particular is under a bit of pressure from Orlando Harrell. They're battling on the end of the lead lap, and Harrell's going to get the inside line here as Tidd has a bit of a moment into the left-hander. And if you lose some momentum, you pay for it down this straight, because the uphill early on leaves you with not a lot. Tidd's going to have to brake early to hold the inside line, and there's a little bit of contact between the two. It's too wide. It's 2x2. Sennhauser now and Matt McGee all up on the scene, and it's spicy back here. 6 minutes to go, 4 laps, and these guys are fighting for every inch as they're right on the back of the lead lap. Tidd holds on to the lead of the pack, 16th place, but he's got Logan Sennhauser lining him up in the crosshairs.
Yeah, they need to be a little bit patient. If Sennhauser and McGee have got as much of a pace advantage as it looks like they've caught up a 40-second deficit, and they'll be able to get by in good time. McGee looks to the inside of one, gets in a little bit hot, but then comes across to look to park it in front of Orlando Harrell. And then at the top of the hill, battling. Yeah, Sennhauser trying to shape up Brian Tidd. The both of them to caught TJ Yankee just a tiny bit so far this lap. I think Yankee might have thrown up some of the gravel in turn one. Now Brian Tidd defensive. Logan Sennhauser the outside, the inside, the outside again, and Tidd has outbraked himself for the left-hander. A good exit coming from Logan Sennhauser, and this is one of the longest straights on the track. Surely you can get it done.
An even better run from Matt McGee behind him. Sennhauser's trying the inside, the outside, the inside on every single corner, it seems like. Oh, and he gets a little bit wide. Matt McGee gets it all sliding and has Orlando Harrell come flying up the inside just behind for the position. And he's going to have Michael Polasek coming through all of it. The leader's flashing his headlights pretty lethargically, it must be said, as he overtakes this battle for 18th and 19th place.
Tidd almost shoved Logan Sennhauser wide on the way into the left-hander as well. A bit of feeling going on there. Tidd's been driving defensively, and that's getting close to blocking Brian. With Logan Sennhauser with a pace advantage just behind. It's Michael Polasek who decides how many laps this race is going to go. And with 4 minutes left, crossing the start-finish line, that's 3 more for Michael Polasek. But will it be 3 more or 4 more for the guys in front? Probably 3 more.
Sure seems like it. Polasek's closing in on this battle, and I'm sure he's got the eyes wide open right now, but he's going to have to with how hard these folks have been fighting. Logan's looking for the inside line touch, and Tidd goes around, and Sennhauser's got the spot, and Polasek's going to make it through unscathed.
That's the plan for him. He's got 8 seconds to Ryan Pucktel in second place. Jared Collins
now
up in third.
While we've looked away, Kyle Robertson and Michael Chase have suddenly made another battle in the top 10. We got those two squabbling over 5th place, 4th and 5th place. Sorry, 5th and 6th place.
Kyle Robertson with those accidental 4 tyres should have plenty of grip in the back part of this race. The sun's come back out. The track temperature has risen just subtly to make it a scorching British day of 69 Fahrenheit.
Nice. And it'll be those two battling, and Kevin Glass, Sean Fritz, and Ian Giebler fighting over 7th, 8th, and 9th. That might be the show we get to the end here. 2 to go at the line. And starting to feel a little bit of pressure as Kevin Glass, as Sean Fritz closes up on the way up and then down the Pilgrim Straight and through the bends on the backside of the track. Dingledell and Sheens down towards Sterling's, and Sean Fritz is right there. Sometimes you get the run at the wrong time. He'll have the run at the right time as they head towards Clark's curve, and all 3 of them are nose to tail with 2 to go.
Yep, it's about to be 2 to go. No white flag displayed to them just yet, even though there's only a minute and a tiny bit of change on the clock. Rear bumper is 3/4 of the way to hanging off here for Brian Tidd. That's dragging on the road. Here comes Kosick. But there's no third lane for Andy Kosick as Pathlick battles side by side with Brian Tidd. Kosick and Hayes close in. Tidd is wide and in the gravel and in the marbles and off the track.
Sean Fritz has taken the spot for 7th place as Kevin Glass gets shuffled back. Ian Giebler's going to take a spot too by the looks of things, unless Kevin Glass can pull some sort of heroics here. He tries, but it's going to be Ian Giebler making the move up the inside too. And now it's Sean Fritz 7th, Ian Giebler 8th, and Kevin Glass 9th. So not if he has anything to say about it. The side draft is strong, and he's trying to hold the inside line here.
Well, Michael Polisek starts the final lap of the race with a serene 8-second lead, but things are everything but throughout the rest of the field. Brian Tidd's around, Kevin Glass battling with Ian Giebler, Michael Chase and Kyle Robertson for a top 5, and the bumper has finally shed off the back of Brian Tidd here.
Yeah, I think
he was half spinning himself before he got touched.
Yeah. And either way, it caused a lot of excitement. Kevin Glass in the excitement was able to get a run and take 7th place back. So after getting passed into 1, he's got 7th place back again.
Here's Kyle Robertson to try to get back into the top 5, and they're going to see the white flag. Michael Polisek, Ryan Pucktel, Jared Collins, and Rick Wishon have already taken it for one more 2.4 mile lap. Other battles here. There's Kevin Glass, Sean Fritz, and Ian Giebler side by side. Fritz on the inside of turn 1 is where I'd want to be, and he makes best use of it. Ian Giebler 9th. Top 10 on this final lap, completed by Cameron Sennhauser for the moment. Kyle Robertson is monstering Michael Chase. He's going to give him nothing for free, but that's a defensive line from Michael Chase. Kyle Robertson will get a better run out, try to get his nose to the inside, and there is just space given by Michael Chase down the inside. Kyle Robertson is going to need a good exit here, but he has a wobble, and they touch, and they're going to get spun around.
It is
Michael Polisek is out of the final corner to see the checkered flag. A champion of champions. He takes another race win in the ChampCar iRacing series with 1 round left to go. He extends his championship lead.
David, it's happening. We got Pucktel crossing the line in 2nd. We got Collins crossing the line in 3rd. Rick Wishon and then Kevin Glass running in 5th place. David Haynes, it's going to happen. We're going to have a Canadian in the top 5. Kevin Glass is holding on. Sean Fritz and Ian Giebler are battling.
A lot of time lost for Michael Chase and Kyle Robertson, so Kevin Glass has come through for 5th ahead of Sean Fritz and Giebler. Who's that a lap down battling? Hermé and Young Dilworth, apparently.
Yeah, and Hermé runs it a bit wide and lets LaShawn gets the inside line, and the Canadians will cross side by side, celebrating their respective finishes, and a great result for Kevin Glass, Sean Fritz in 6th, Ian Giebler 7th, Chase is in 8th. We got Sennhauser following Robertson across the line, 9th for Robertson, 10th for Sennhauser. We got Bowie Suin crossing the line in 11th place on the inside, Collins in 12th. We got Tim Wire 13th, Sean Roberts 14th. And that rounds out the cars on the lead lap. A fast lap around here and a fast race around here. And our leader, Michael Polasek, leads from about the 1/3 mark all the way to the finish. Overcomes a sketchy pit stop and holds on for the win. Puts another one on
Ringside
his resume.
seats to that boxing match. Michael Polasek raises his fist in the air. He's the champion and the race winner from a 1-hour race at Brands Hatch. 10 seconds ahead of Ryan Puchtel. Jared Collins in 3rd, ahead of Rick Wishon. Kevin Glass gets into 5th place for Bear Pope Racing. Then Sean Fritz, Ian Giebler, Michael Chase, Kyle Robertson, and Cameron Sennhauser as our top 10. Bowie Suin, Kevin Collins, Tim Wire, Sean Roberts, Logan Sennhauser. Might have been one of the last cars on the lead lap, or maybe it was Sean Roberts. And then Matt McGee, TJ Yankee, Orlando Harrell, Alex Harrison, and Matthew Pavlik. In 21st was Andy Kosick, 2 pit stops. I had to get some damage repaired at one point, and he finished ahead of Byron Hayes. Sean Young-Dilworth and Steve Hermé also battling to the end there over 24th and 25th. Ethan Halfhide and Brian Tidd, then Cindy Pickett, Lincoln Fox, 30 laps completed. Hans Murphy completed 21 to be a classified finisher. Christopher Reagan won't be. You've got to complete at least half of the leader's laps to be a scored finisher, and you've got to be a scored finisher to go into the draw for our Champ Car prizes. Champ Box that can put you one step closer to racing at some of your favorite racetracks in the USA.
And Haynes, we've got some of these excellent drivers waiting for us. I'm going to grab the likes of Jared Collins and pull him up to the booth here. And that was a bit of a quiet race from your point of view, it looked like, after the halfway point there.
Yeah, I was just talking in the waiting room, and I definitely blew my pit stop. I thought I could possibly undercut, with traffic coming up, and I slid through my pits and then lost a bunch of time, and then I accidentally underfueled too, so I was half a lap short on gas. So I just kind of made a mess of my pit stop, and then was kind of on an island at that point, just hoping that I could make it and nurse it to the end.
Quality race though, with a good result for you. It looked like it might be a challenge there for Polasek in the early go, but once Lincoln pulled off, it seemed like he had just another gear on the field.
Yeah, for sure. I think we were fast enough to just kind of hang on his tail, just drafting maybe 6-7 tenths behind. I don't think any of us had anything for him though. Lincoln probably did. I was kind of curious what happened to Lincoln, because he definitely had a lot of pace in qualifying and practice and leading the field. So yeah, Polsek, kind of class of the field all season, and this was just another example of it.
Well, it was good to have you out, and a good show. Any races coming up for you this season, or are you about wrapped up?
I think we're wrapped up this year. Yeah, we've been working on building our car, and I don't think we're going to be able to make it to the track this year. But hopefully that means next season we'll be able to go and kick things off early.
And with any luck, we'll draw your name next week, or see you win a race in the Endurance Series coming up.
I hope so. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Thanks for coming out.
Later.
whole podium standing by to talk to us. Great to hear from Jared Collins, who came home in third. In second place was Ryan Puchtel. There was actually a bit of a points battle going back and forth between Puchtel and Collins, and you nailed that second place today, Ryan.
Yeah, it was kind of more one of the more uneventful races in the second stint. There's not much battling going on, too much. But yeah, still a good race.
Did all seem very polite for your top six in the first half of the race as well, even if it was very, very close. Everyone had their manners and their etiquette.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I think we knew that we had to do the fuel savings, so we all just kind of played the game there for the first stint.
And then when it came to executing on all of that setup, we saw some drivers overshoot their pit stall. Some drivers appear to take too much fuel. Some drivers look to get penalized for their pit entry or their pit speed or anything. What did you encounter with that?
Actually, for me, it was pretty uneventful there as well, which is unusual for me. I always tend to mess something up in the pits. No, it all seemed to go pretty well for me. There, took a front left tire. Fuel was looking pretty good, so yeah, thankfully I did a good job there.
Favorite British food?
I don't know. I can't say.
No, good call. I think I have to agree. Thanks for coming by to chat. Congratulations on that second place. One more round left in the ChampCar iRacing series for 2025. Hopefully we'll see you there.
Definitely. Thank you, guys.
And Devin, there's one driver left to chat with us.
Yeah, and breaking a glass ceiling, I've got Kevin Glass with us for finishing on the podium. No, not the podium. Fifth place, a Canadian driver. And I got to say thank you, Kevin, for representing us.
It was a tough battle there. Always amongst the friends and the top 10. I don't know what those top 3 guys have or top 4 guys. I don't know if you guys give them separate setups with like turbos or something, because those guys just drive away from us. But P5 through I think 11 or 12, we were just battle nonstop for I think the last 48 minutes of the race. Was just who could capitalize on mistakes.
Yeah, you guys were putting on a heck of a show for us. It looked door to door. It looked wild. Didn't see a lot of Canadian politeness out of you, I gotta say.
Very polite. I don't know what anybody thinks. Sticks in the spokes, elbows up. It's the same thing on the track as it is on the hockey ice.
Well, it was good stuff, and it was good to see a good show. I think my commentary partner is going to lose his mind if I keep this interview up. But it was good to have you here, bud.
Thanks for having me. You guys thanks for all that you do for the series, and we'll see you at the next round.
Cheers.
Oh man, okay. Well, Michael Polasek, the race winner, is going to join us. Classic GR86 race. Patient and polite the first half, and then just laying down the laps after the pit stop.
Yep, you said it best. It's pretty much all about positioning yourself for the second half of the race. So I was just saving fuel behind Lincoln Fox, and once I got the lead, I knew I had to push and put down really solid lap times in order to try and gap Ryan and Jared. Both of them are really fast. Fortunately, I was able to get them out of draft range. And after the pit stop, I did miss my pit box, but fortunately, I exited out of draft range. So it was just a matter of keeping up the pressure and keeping up the lap times. And it was just a matter of trying to stay ahead of them and not let them re-enter draft.
It says 12 incident points. Did you get one a lap consistently just so that you wouldn't set the fastest lap of the race?
The track limits here are pretty sketchy. They were all unintentional, but yeah, I was getting a lot of them once Lincoln Fox pitted just to try and put down good laps.
Yeah, when you're pushing, you're pushing. In the end, you did end up with the fastest lap of the race. We saw the sun come and go. Did it seem to change the grip much at all?
Not really. The track temp seemed to stay pretty constant, and the track grip levels were okay. And as long as you just didn't overdrive and burn the tires off the car, it really wasn't too bad.
And you've got one round left of the championship. We've spoken to you before about your racing, but what you reckon 2026, what would you like to do?
In terms of real life stuff or
yeah.
iRacing? In terms of real life stuff, I'd definitely like to do more ChampCar and pretty much any other racing I can get my hands on. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing for the remainder of 2025, but 2026, I'd love to do as many ChampCar races and other endurance races as I can. I always love to do these ChampCar races. They're so much fun. And all the people surrounding it are great. All the drivers I've raced with on track have been very clean and respectful. So I would love to get back into it again.
Is there a bucket list track a little further afield than Thompson?
I'm not 100% sure. I did Sebring. I did Glen. I'd like to do Daytona, and I'd definitely like to do Road America at some point.
Well, congratulations on your race win today. Great to chat, and it puts you placed absolutely perfectly for this year's championship.
Thank you very much.
There we go. Our top three, our podium, and some stray Canadian that Devin Peters found. That's been ChampCar iRacing Series from Brands Hatch. We got one race left this season, and then you got to get your teammates, get your friends, or in the case of the Senhouses, your brother, together for our 4-round team endurance championship. That's also going to be paying some prizes. forum.champcar.org with all the information, Devin.
Yeah, and it's going to be a great show. I can't wait to see those GT4s lapping around the track. A little bit of a different flavor than what we do, but a lot of great prizes on offer.
2,000 champ bucks going to our season champion, and then we're going to next round draw another one of our random draw prizes, 250 champ bucks there in the team endurance championship. Each race win is worth $200 to put towards getting your car or getting a seat in a real world endurance race in the ChampCar Endurance Series. And as you've hopefully seen today, some very exciting racing to be had amongst the community as well. So we'll see you next time, October 15th at Road America for round 12, the final round of the ChampCar iRacing Series, and to crown a champion for 2025. David Haynes with Devin Peters and Michael Derby bringing you live coverage on HJBC and ChampCar Live of the ChampCar iRacing Series. What a delight it's been from Brands Hatch. But we'll see you at America's National Park of Speed next time out.